This Chat with the Experts is brought to you by Angie's List on 93 WIBC.
Welcome back to Chat with the Experts, brought to you by Angie's List. We are here today talking real estate, more specifically how to sell your home, with the help of Kristie Smith of Indie Homes at Keller Williams Realty. And we're going to take some of your listener questions here in just a moment and get you some advice from Kristie. But first, we want to take a look at features that may make it difficult to sell your house. It's a segment that we call Three Things. And while home trends are fun to experiment with and can really make your home unique, remember that not all of them are going to stand the test of time, and some may even decrease the value of your home. Our good friend Andy Lindis of Lindis Construction recently shared some helpful tips for our experts program at Angie's List. It's an article about features that make it hard to sell your home. The first tip Andy shares is beware of a cedar shake roof. This type of roof might set your home apart from the crowd, but cedar shakes require significantly more maintenance than metal or asphalt roofing, and that may scare off some potential buyers. And furthermore, it's not uncommon to see an insurance company require 2% dwelling cost deductible due to cedar shake roofs having minimal fire resistance capabilities. Second, consider garage space. Homes built before dual-income homes were the norm oftentimes only have a one-car garage, or they may not even have a garage at all. And in many parts of the country, garages are seen as a necessity, and buyers typically want a garage that's going to be able to provide a home for at least two vehicles. So thus, a property with less than a two-car garage may sit on the market a little bit longer. And even garages that are located under the house can be viewed as undesirable due to rooms above the garage being drafty or taking more energy to heat. Third, both stucco and wood siding may cause a problem when it's time to sell your home. Because water is stucco's primary adversary, buyers may be more hesitant to buy the home, especially when you consider the stucco's lifespan depends on it being installed correctly. Similarly, wood siding is high maintenance, and it's going to require intermittent power washing, sealing, and staining, making it undesirable to some buyers. If you'd like a whole list of items from Andy on this topic and a whole lot more, you can find what you're looking for at angieslist.com/articles. It's our solution center. It's a really fun place to go navigate around and get topics on a number of different things, including selling and buying a new home. Well, now it is time for the portion of the show where we take your listener questions. It's called Consumers Ask, and each week here on the show, we take questions from Twitter, Facebook, and our online Angie's List Answers forum, and we turn to our guest to get some feedback. Kristie, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's start with a question from Jess. She wants to know, as a realtor, how you handle the negotiation side of selling a home. What is your role in dealing with prospective buyers?
Oh, that's a great question, Jess. Actually, negotiating is one of the key elements that your real estate agent is going to be involved in. So when you interview your real estate agent, you really want to find out about their negotiating experience and their strategy. Interestingly, in the negotiations, most of the time, if you are a seller, a buyer is going to come to your home and be represented by another broker. We call that their buyer's agent. Yeah. And if your home is the one chosen, we will receive an official offer to purchase. And that offer is going to not only include the price, which everyone thinks of, but terms in the agreement are just as important as the price. So as a holistic approach, we're going to look at price and terms and together dissect that offer and then make a decision on what we are going to typically counter offer with. And hopefully you have multiple offers at one time, so you have lots of choices. But my key role is to get as much information from the other agent as possible. If they will give up their negotiating ability and tip their hand to us, then that's more data that we have to, use against them. Sure. So real estate agents tend to be a little chatty. So if you ask a few pointed, strategic, practiced, evidence-based, open-ended questions, most of the time you can learn everything that you need to know to hopefully have the upper hand in your response.
Yeah, very good. Nick has a question about having a vacant property that he's trying to sell, and he's heard about virtual staging, but wants to know a little bit more about what that involves. Can you share anything on that?
Yeah, this is a great question. We did discuss about vacant home staging earlier in the segment. Vacant home staging is very expensive. You have to pay to have the furniture delivered. Then you pay a monthly rental fee until the house sells. And so it can really add up to thousands and thousands of dollars, many times outside of the budget for the typical homeowner. So virtual staging is when you shoot the home professionally, vacant, and then I send those pictures off to a virtual staging company, and they have about 10 different styles of furniture. So depending on the type of home, I can pick contemporary, I can pick traditional, many, many different choices, modern, I can choose urban furniture. And they literally Photoshop in photos of every room. So then at least when I put the photos into the multiple listing service and online to all of the real estate websites, people are choosing it based on how that photo looks. And it's getting chosen at least to come into. One more step is you can buy big easels, 20 by 20 easels for each room. They'll ship those to you. And once people go into the property, they'll show you kind of what that room would look like if the furniture were there. It's really great way to get eyeballs on the property and at least get people inside the door to fall in love with it.
Yeah, no question. It's amazing what they're able to do as this online marketing for homes evolves. Simon asks if there are any good real estate apps out there that would help him in his home search. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, of course, my Keller Williams app that can be downloaded at indiehomes.com. I'd like to say that that's the number one app.
Of course.
Certainly good real estate apps that let you search by map is really great. So when you're driving around, you can say, oh, that house, and say, show me homes nearby, and click on a house right as you're driving by. So the Zillow app does that. That's a really very, very popular one. Sure. Our local MLS, if you're in Indianapolis, mybor.com, they have an app, and our local MLS really stays on the cutting edge of technology.
Yeah, very cool. There's so many options out there, so it's really about finding what's going to meet your needs the best. Max asks how long he should leave his home on the market before lowering the price. We talked a little bit in the last segment about how the price can be a factor if the home's not selling. What are your thoughts on how long you should wait? Yeah,
there's great evidence about this. So you should only be at the same price for no more than 10 to 12 showings. If 10 to 12 people have come into your house, walked out of your house, rejected you, and picked something else, that means that you have a problem. And price is your problem. If you're not willing to make any other modifications to the home, the only thing you have is price. Yeah. So at that point, 10 rejections means that you're not competing with what else is on the market and people are choosing something else. So I would say it's not time as much as it is showings. Unless you're getting no showings at all. That means, oh, your price is so high, no one's even choosing to come in the door because you've priced yourself outside of the market.
Yeah, is that a conversation that you have with sellers kind of up front before it's even listed, so they have an idea of how that's going to work and what their expectations should be?
Definitely the expectations of showings, but we typically don't. We need to have vulnerable conversations with our clients so that we're not overpricing homes quite to that extent in our market. So at least on our team, we're not missing the mark too terribly much, since the data is very clear of what a house is most likely worth. It's just the delta is something super unique that the market does not have, a very unique area, a very unique lot. That's when, wow, I don't have any data telling me what this house would be worth, so let's just take it out there and see if there's someone looking. And then you have to adjust. Super modern homes are like this. Very unique properties, lots, ponds, pools. It just really depends on who's looking at the time and what they're willing to pay for it.
Yeah. In about 60 seconds, let's do one last question here. Justine wants to know what to do when receiving a lowball offer on her home. Are there things that she can do to meet the needs of the buyer?
Well, definitely you have to respond and not get emotional. People want to get mad and take it personally. This is a business transaction. So, suck it up and talk to your realtor and craft a response. A lot of people get mad and want to write the word reject on it and just send it back. Never do that, because you've closed the communication completely, and you never know if they're just trying to kick the waters or kick the tires and they really love it and they are willing to pay your price. Right. So just never walk away is my number one recommendation. Yeah, very good information. That's going to do it for our listener questions today. Thanks for submitting your questions. If you've got one you want to ask us, follow Angie's List on Twitter, like us on Facebook, or visit our online forum at answers.angieslist.com and ask your
question there, and who knows, you may end up hearing it right here on this show. That's going to do it for Kristie Smith today. Kristie, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to come on the show today. We really appreciate all the information you've shared.
You're welcome.
That's going to do it for Kristie Smith of Indie Homes with Keller Williams Realty. We're not finished with the show just yet, though. When we come back, we're going to welcome on Stacy Jordillo for our Writer's Block segment. She's going to talk to us about what you need to do to sell a home in a bad location. Keep it right here. You're listening to Chat with the Experts, brought to you by Angie's List.
Angie's List believes that hiring great local service providers should be easy. Whether you need a plumber or a pet sitter, you can find one at angieslist.com. See ratings and reviews in hundreds of categories, shop popular offers, and request scheduling assistance directly online. Memberships start at just $9.99 per year. That's less than $1 a month. Join today and get 40% off with promo code WIBC40. Visit angieslist.com to sign up.